Okay, that's the head wiggle. Hi, hello everybody, to episode 3 of The Between here on Starcrawl, our story of supernatural gothic horror in London 1868. Last session, we had a rerun of that yesterday. I still forgot half of it again. Last session, in order, I think Elliot, aka Rexy, killed a vampire. Jen as Ash totally didn't join a cult. Ran or no, he had a wet gay experience, and yeah, we are dealing with a vampire brood in the town of Croydon, just south of London, and a vengeful guardian spirit um, that the kind of downtrodden and also in some cases returned from the dead dock workers of London have made a pact with. And today we're also going to see what our third active threat is going to be. But first, introductions. I'm Yanis, he, him. I'm the GM. That's it. Elliot.
Hello, my name is Elliot, he, him pronouns, and I play Araxi, she, her pronouns. Nolani, or Ren.
Hi, I'm Ren. I use they, them pronouns. I play Noelani, she, her pronouns. Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I use they, she pronouns, and I play Ash Penhall using they, them pronouns, and I just got the funniest caption screenshot.
Not
Back to
again.
Giannis.
Not again. Okay. Well, we begin. Ordinarily, we would begin with the dawn phase, but I think we need to begin in Croydon. Last time we were there, Araxi, you had a somewhat triumphant night. You killed a vampire. Then, however, you you returned to Addington Palace, the seat of the Archbishop of Canterbury. Well, Charles Longley, the Archbishop, has been drained of his blood. As you find him in his kind of sitting room that you were in with him a few hours ago, drained of his blood, what do you do?
I just sort of. Alright, let me look around. I'm going to try to see if I can discern how the vampire entered the room.
Well, the windows are open. That is all I can tell you right now. It seems quite obvious that the vampire entered through the windows, but that kind of then begs the question why he wasn't seen or they weren't seen.
You would have thought that there'd be some kind of guard of some kind here, of all places.
They weren't alert, yeah.
I will check the window, just to check the window sill if it looks like it was forced or just unlocked.
Hmm. All right. You can roll here. There's not a lot of risk involved, I would say.
Well,
It is an investigation move, so it is an information move.
consider this reason, because I'm just looking for a physical thing.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, because you could kind of
not
make a case for composure, but
the
reason
same
is.
roll for me anyway.
Oh, okay, well.
I rolled a 7 total.
Okay. That means you find a clue, but there's a complication. Um, the complication, I would say right now, is you realize the window was opened from the inside. That indicates, of course, that either there was betrayal at play here, or something that you have already seen the vampire being able to do, which is blood magic, puppeteering. Which one do you think it is?
In this case, I believe that this is an inside job.
Hmm.
Someone let the vampire in.
All right, that's enough of a complication for me, honestly. Well, you make a note of that. You now know also that you can't really trust anybody in here. And of course, you already found a clue last session, which is why I also like this, that this was your choice, that the former Inquisitor that you got the diary of grew increasingly obsessed with a vampire that he was hunting. That was hundreds of years ago, but still. Yeah, your clue is that the vampire appears to have allies within the church. And also,
Figures.
yeah, we had some, yeah, we added some church corruption. Why not, honestly? So, I think I owe you another clue anyway. So, as you turn to leave, because Erexi has a move that is called, what is it called? A lonely one?
A lonely one. Yeah,
Yeah,
Hunter's life
just
is a lonely one.
yeah. um, as you turn to leave, you see that the Archbishop is clutching something.
I will go over and I don't remember if I'm in the room alone. If I'm in the room alone, I'll just like grab it. But if there's someone else in the room with me, I'm gonna be like kind of sneaky as I take it.
Yeah. There is, for now, let's say, I mean, you do it, but there is a priest coming in that led you here, but then had other business because, well,
There's a
the
vampire in the
Archbishop
house,
just died.
maybe.
Yeah,
Archbishop
a
just
lot of things
died.
are happening. Yeah. There were probably people coming in and out all the time, but you had this moment to just grab it. And what you grab looks like very ancient, rough looking, like roughly worked jewelry. If you were an expert, you would understand that this is ancient Anglo-Saxon jewelry. Anyway, a priest comes in. Miss Justice, I must unfortunately ask you to leave the room now. We must sanctify the body and
Yes, of course, of course.
prepare him.
I'll be in my lodgings if you need anything else, or if there's any clue where the beast went.
Yes, certainly. Are you returning to your lodgings in Croydon?
I will stay in Croydon overnight. I'm
Okay.
intending on going back to London and the Hargrave house like
Okay. Yeah.
early in the morning. First train
Right.
out sort of a deal.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Arexi spends the morning with her halberd, I think, in the train where all the workers just filter into London. And that brings us to the dawn phase. Is there anything that we should do during dawn? So first, are there any? No, you don't have rewards to collect because you didn't resolve a thread. Your dawn questions, we usually sorry. We usually do these off camera, but I think we'll just, to show off how that looks like, go over Jen's or Ash's. So everybody
Okay.
else, yeah.
I undid all of my changes.
Okay.
So yes, one being, did we answer a question, which we did. I experienced an echo in the night by integrating the like grasping roots cat into dead girl's veins. Not literally, just I made connection. Just a little. And then I wheedled Wiz into letting me essentially treat a moment of we'll respect the dead, we promise, into doing something that made me feel more human than Fae. So I checked off 3 experience boxes for that, which let me bump up a level. So now I'm just a little bit more sensitive.
Yeah. And I think that means everybody has leveled at least once.
No.
Oh, yeah. No. Okay, yeah, I forgot. Rexy got no XP
I'll
for the first
probably
soon.
level after today, but
Yeah.
that's fine.
You can't tell us our plans are bad if you're not with us.
That's why I'm on the train.
Now that means you can select new dawn questions. I think we've already done that. So new things like Araxi telling everybody that their plans are terrible, that will serve as XP triggers. And if there's anything else to resolve, you should speak up now. Otherwise,
Forever hold our peace.
yeah. Otherwise, it's a bit more quiet in Hargrave House as you wake up. Araxi isn't there. Leander has stayed in a hospital to look after a slightly beguiled, beglamored, whatever, police officer overnight. And
He's
seems to have
fine.
been held up. Yeah, he's fine.
He
Where do
may
we
end up in the
find?
psych ward, but he's fine.
Where do
It'll
we
help him
find?
out.
Sorry.
Maybe staying in the hospital will help Leander out.
Where are Ash and Nolani as Araxi returns?
I think enjoying some good old British beans on toast. I'm gonna be so real. I've never had beans on
Okay,
toast, and it sounds fucking awful, but you know.
It is. I can tell you that, but
Oh,
I'm also not sure if that's like a Victorian era breakfast. But we'll go with it. It's fine.
Beans on fried bread.
Yeah.
no, Alani's just sitting in like at one of the tables, probably in a parlor room, shuffling her deck. I'm not going to kill anybody this time. I'm not doing a reading.
Ash just kind of glances over to Nolani. So, can you do a little reading for me? Is it gonna kill me?
Depends on the question. What do you want to know?
I just want to get a moisture reading.
Okay. Hashtag wet gaze. Probably more wet than we realize?
Okay. All right. Have you seen Araxi?
No, I assumed she was staying over, or wherever the case took her.
I guess, but shouldn't she be back by now?
Eh,
I imagine at some point we just hear like the clang of the halberd against the door.
thrill of
If
the
the-
hunt and all
The
that.
case. It's in a case. You just hear a thunk.
Okay, now that's either the doc's bag or Araxi's big sharp. Doc?
No,
Araxi?
it's me.
Okay.
I'll enter the parlor, and I probably look like I got in a fight last night because I'm still wearing like slightly blood-stained clothes and I'm very tired looking.
Girl, you look like shit.
Exciting night, I see.
The
I have good
two
news
types
and
of friends.
bad news.
Okay, what's the bad news?
The Archbishop is dead.
That's not bad news.
I was gonna say bad is relative here, but what's the good news?
He's paying us. Oh, the good news is I was able to kill one of the bloodsuckers, and I think I've come up with some more information about that case. You said Leander's missing.
There was so we went back to the beach, and we went to try and find that warehouse that uh that was involved with the wet cult.
Right.
Ran into some of the city guard. We had to get past them. I may or may not have slightly made one think he was a little bit insane. And Leander had to accompany him to hospital.
And so now the doctor's just stuck in the hospital? Okay.
I
Well,
assume he's providing an account and assisting in triage, but I'm sure he'll be back eventually. Probably not later than tomorrow.
He's in his element. It's all right.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
It's in his
Did
nature.
you-
Get it? Because Lemmy is in nature. Anyway. Can I have an echo in the day?
So did you at least find out anything more about the cult or the creature?
I
wet.
did. You said it does change its appearance based on the person?
Yes.
It- I don't think it sees me as a threat.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Did you encounter it?
Yes, and I encountered a very nice woman at the docks. She introduced me. I found a couple of clues. It's fine. It doesn't see me as a threat. It's fine.
Did you? You didn't like pledge your soul to it or anything, right?
No, don't be ridiculous.
I don't
I
think
took a
it's
swim.
okay. Okay.
I met the entity.
Okay.
Wait, you took a swim?
I took a swim.
I did too.
When did you take a swim? What was happening when I was gone?
Well, Leander, the problem was Leander had to accompany Mr. Man to hospital. The guard was getting a little bit too close to where this cult was, and we couldn't have them interfering with our investigation. So I kind of went in ahead of them, warned them that the guard were coming,
course you did.
and let them take me through a hole in the floor.
I did see your hair. I know exactly which hole that is.
Great. So you now know. Okay. All right. I'm gone for one night. And you're putting yourselves into mysterious wet holes.
Also, Um, Scotland Yard may have a very modified list of the demands of the dock workers. Um, so we don't physically have that, but we at least we can sort of figure out what they want, and maybe we can work on a resolution, and then no, we don't have to go swimming in wet holes anymore.
That'd be great. I. Alright, so we have these two mysteries going on. I honestly really should go back to Croydon today because I don't think we should leave the vampires too long, but if the doctor is not here, can you two be trusted to handle the dogs?
I can handle anything.
That doesn't fill me with confidence.
As you
I
all leave, I need to get you out of Hargrave House. As you leave, does that mean Araxi is going to Croydon alone? Or where is Noelani going today?
uh I'm not very combat capable, so I think I'd just get in the way.
I will say there's one thing that Araxi at least would know, that is actually facing an ancient vampire alone is not something that a single person can do. The junior vampires, sure, but if you want to resolve that threat, that's gonna need more than a person. But this is just for the day phase where you're not going to do that anyway. So it's
Yeah,
more
like,
like, where do you spend the day?
I'll tag along. I won't.
Yeah, if there's a whole cabal of vampires out there, I think we need to go garlic shopping.
All right, where's
We'll stop by
everybody
the farmer's
going?
market.
Yeah, yeah, okay. I was you leave um, you leave Hargrave House potentially with the intention to go to Croydon. When someone walks up to you, it is a lady, um, middle-aged, very tightly bound hair, stiff posture, very severe expression, tiny spectacles. You hear her just kind of coming by her very sharp footsteps, and she walks right towards Hargrave House as you exit it. Who of you is the best dressed? I feel like it's most likely Noelani.
Yeah.
um, so she approaches you. And, you must be Ash Penhallow then, I assume?
No. Can we help you?
Oh, yes, I'm Abigail Walker, a friend of Sir Richard. Sir Richard Harlow. Uh, and Ash would know this person. He's a well-regarded scholar of folklore, known for his kind of vivid, sometimes unlikely theories. And for Hargrave House, he was sometimes a friend with a lot of expertise in Fey lore.
I think I will pipe up from behind Noelani. What does good old Dick want this time?
Oh, I believe good old Dick will want to be put in the ground, as it were. He is dead, unfortunately.
Does he still have all of his blood?
Excuse you? Well, this is quite interesting that you should say that. She looks at you very suspiciously.
We've been dealing
Yes.
with a vampire, ma'am. It's
Oh, oh my God. I can see now why I will find your name. Are you Ash then?
I am Ash. That's
Oh,
Araxi.
right. Well, it is no surprise then that I would find your name in his notes, if you believe in such tales as vampires. But, well, he does in fact not have all of his blood or organs, which is rather.
Organs.
Yes, he was found at his desk and mummified after a sense, hollowed out, as if something had sucked out the organs out of him, and wrapped in some silver thread. And, well, I have I've come to you because it seemed to me, according to his notes, that you would perhaps be somebody who, although you share his esoteric beliefs, well, you do belong to an investigative organization of some description. That is all that I could really get out of it. Would that be correct then?
That
we
would be.
handle yeah, we handle mysteries that the yard finds themselves confused by.
Well, confusing it certainly is. Yes. Uh, you see, I mostly knew Richard because of our shared membership of the Blue Feather Society, where we, discuss academic ideas that are perhaps not part of what is commonly accepted. Although I must say, Richard took this a bit too far sometimes with his tales of fey creatures and vampires and what have you. But anyway, yes, he had been there a lot less frequently lately, ever since he met that woman, Miss Beaumont.
Who is this Miss Beaumont?
Is it Belmont?
Beaumont! Beaumont, not Belmont.
I
Sorry.
assume it's
Araxi.
BAU.
Yeah, Araxi's like the Belmont.
Surprise Easter egg. Let's go.
Yeah. No, Beaumont. Oh, she's this the seamstress. That well, the seamstress sounds so low. She's been the talk of Soho recently, and quite honestly, with her designs and the speed with which she fashions them. And
She is a designer. All right. So we're going to need two things. One, we need to see good old Dick, and two, we need to know where we can find Miss Beaumont.
well, you will find.
Oh, also, if he has been moved, we also will need to see where he was found.
Right. Yes, he has been moved. I suppose you would find him awaiting interment. And of course, if you don't have a key to his flat already, I suppose you can have this. And hands it to you. And as for Miss Beaumont, she does have a shop in Savile Row. Most of the tailors do. I suppose you shall find her there.
Is she aware of his death, as far as you know?
I haven't spoken to her.
Very well. Let's keep it that way. Let's.
You don't. Well, I suppose she is a suspect. Yes, I shall stay away from her.
And please see to it that everyone else does as well. The way that someone reacts to the death of an acquaintance tells us much.
All right. Well, if that is all, you can always come by the salon, of course, to discuss your findings. Would, of course, like to be kept up to date with that. But yes, thank you for helping. This,
Indeed.
in fact, does not seem like a case for the Metropolitan Police.
We will keep you apprised.
And with, again, a staccato rhythm, she walks away very quickly, still probably surprised that Ash could be so poorly dressed.
Dang, Ash. Called out.
Ash is dressed drably, which I guess for a lot of people is poorly, but you know. And they just kind of like, well then.
It sounds like our day plans have been made for us.
I suppose so. I say we start with the body, then where he was found, then make our way to Miss Beaumont.
I agree with that.
All right.
I will say, I'm trying to think of what kind of creature is known for sucking someone dry like that and then also entombing them, and
I mean,
nothing immediately comes to
On that
mind.
note, that is an actual question I also have to ask you, and I'm going to say specifically Ash.
mm-hmm.
Hargrave House collectively, and you specifically, are familiar enough with Fey magic to recognize it when it appears before you. So, how do you know that this is the cause of Sir Richard's death and that Miss Beaumont is, in fact, a Fey in disguise?
This being the loss of blood and organs?
Yes.
Well, generally with humans, losing their blood and organs does tend to lead to death. So we'll go with that for that. I think.
But also, there was him being wrapped in silvery thread, the whole courtship and so on that preceded it. So,
Yes.
all of that combined.
Yes. I believe that I will connect the concept of silver thread is not something that is particularly common. It is a very high-end kind of resource, and using it in decoration is fairly common for the upper class, but I think using it in garments and clothing is quite rare. And only someone who is a little bit out there in terms of fashion and design would be using that kind of thing. So it is a reasonably strong tie, especially knowing that they knew each other. And as far as Faye goes, the use of blood is a vampire thing, but the use of organs, that is a distinctly Fae ritual kind of thing. And it's not always only human organs, but human organs, especially human hearts and livers, do tend to play a part in many Fae rituals.
Right. So you know that. You can share that with the others at your leisure. But
Pretend that Ash's mouth opened and all that came out.
Okay. Right.
As we're walking, yeah.
Yeah.
So Ash,
You might
how
get
do
a couple
you-
of
how do
strange
you-
stares, but
Where are
Ash,
you
how do you know
walking
so
as
much
this?
about this?
Well, obviously I knew good old Dick, and he was very interested in matters of the Fae, and well, we'll call it has osmosis been discovered yet?
Not
know
sure.
what the
We'll call it
smell
absorption.
is?
We'll call it absorption.
It
Right.
has been discovered by now.
Excellent.
Okay, good. Wonderful.
Call it osmosis.
Right. Well, where did you go first? Was it
Body.
his place? Body.
Body.
Okay.
Oh shit, I forgot his place. Or wait, what was the office in his place, or did he have like an office in a professional
No,
place?
no, he no.
Yeah, body,
He
then
just
office, then okay.
okay. Yeah. Well, you arrive at a funeral home where he is being prepared. All right. Good. Okay. He's being prepared for his interment, and yeah, uh, you are led there. Oh well. Yes, certainly one of our more challenging cases, I would say. He has been thoroughly, it seems like he's been sucked dry almost. But well, anyway, you're not even the only one here today. It seems he had many friends. But yes,
Who
the
else?
body. Oh, today it's a Mr. Worthington.
Did you
And
get a first name?
Uh, no, I do not inquire about such things out of respect. But anyway, he's right in there at the moment. Go on,
Oh, let's go
please.
have a chat then.
Yes, of course, respect the, you know, respect that he may be bereaved, such as you were. But please go
I'm already
in.
walking in.
Uh, uh,
Pull the door open for
mhm.
Nolani and Ash.
I will stop. How many have been to see him?
Oh, so far there has been a lady Thorn. There has been a playwright, a few members of a club, I think. I forget the name, something with a feather. Um,
Has there been a Miss Beaumont?
no, no.
Thank you. And I will enter.
Well, inside, you do see in a coffin being prepared the body. Looks really quite mummified.
They didn't like
Just
unwrap him. He's still like
there's he's unwrapped. He is
okay.
unwrapped. No, I mean like a mummy
Desiccated.
without the wrapping. Yeah, just there's no like gaping wound or anything. It's just desiccated. Like somehow everything that was inside him has just been removed.
But there is no clear, I guess, point of egress for all of his internal organs.
Well, who knows?
I would like to. Is this the part where we make a move?
Yes, exactly that.
Great.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great if we had a fucking doctor?
Yeah.
Like vitality, reason. What's the?
Hmm. This would be reason.
All right. What could possibly go wrong, right?
But also,
Woo!
days as you walk in, I think the first thing you would perceive is the overpowering smell of cologne. And then Mr. Worthington turns around and says, "Ah, a few more people to pay their respects to the good Sir Richard, I see. Pleasure to make your acquaintance." And he just very fakely just makes his smile disappear for a second. Terrible thing. But yes, Charles Worthington at your service. He has just very bright, twinkling blue eyes like sapphires. Dimples that look like they've been drilled into his face. And who do I have the pleasure with?
Araxi Elizabeth Justice.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Ashpen, hello.
Charmed I am, and you would be?
Noelani Clements.
Beautiful name.
You were also a member of the Blue Feather.
Oh, no, no. Some of them once numbered among, well, some of them still do number among my customers. No, no, I am here mainly out of concern because of the deceased, association with a certain Miss Beaumont, who I am quite suspicious of. You see, I don't know how her garments achieve that shimmering effect, but I assure you there's just a strange trick behind it, and people that she consorts with do tend to disappear. I'm not quite certain what she is doing, but, well, certainly suspicious.
You know of other acquaintances of this seamstress who have vanished or been harmed?
Well, yes. In fact, I have at least two of them. There was um, Mr. Pritchard. He, I
Must have gotten
believe,
confusing
was.
with names.
Yeah, he just gives you two other names of people that have gone missing, a man and a woman.
And so, sorry, just to clarify something. So you don't know Miss Beaumont, but you knew the deceased. How exactly?
Oh, well, I mean, he didn't. It's very
Oh,
clear that he
he
didn't. He
just
kind
didn't.
of,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, he just didn't. He just heard about it and just came here to snoop around
You
a little
weird.
bit.
Yeah, can I? God, I'm not the person who should be asking these questions. Uh,
I mean, everybody's here, so.
yeah. Um, but I want to get like I want to try to get a clue from him, basically.
Yeah.
Um, can I? Yeah, I'm gonna try to get a clue from him. Specifically, I'm trying to get information about those other people who have died, and like see if there's like a pattern or something connecting them to Richard's death beyond this dude's like paranoia,
Hmm.
basically. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, have
Uh,
all of them have died the same way or whatever, right? Yeah.
mhm. Well, you can roll a day move for that. Um, he, I would say right now, what do you think could happen if you fail here?
I think that I could offend him and cut off this like
Yeah.
possible inquiry, this possible line.
Yeah, absolutely. And
What am I
he
rolling?
would, yeah, well, that would be presence.
Okay, so even with a -1, I rolled 9 total.
Okay,
So
so your actions would leave. There's going to be a problem here. You would essentially, you're supposed to be vulnerable as a result of this, in a way. And vulnerable in this case means, I think, you will need to make a promise to him to
okay.
essentially, yeah, well, I've mainly come here because, as you see, this woman, Miss Beaumont, is clearly up to absolutely no good, and needs to be, well, I would say, in the past, the barbarous past, she would have been burned at the stake. We need not do such things anymore, but run out of town, certainly. Gotten rid of, you understand?
If she is some sort of monster who is harming people, then it is my obligation to make sure that justice is served.
Well, she's certainly harming my business, I can tell you that. But also, she's harming her suitors quite clearly. I mean, you can see Sir Richard here. Well, and I mean, I have told you I have no idea how she makes those garments of hers. It's quite unusual, and well, I maybe shouldn't uh, admit to that, but I might have followed some of her suitors before. Well, they all of them, even if they had no interest in such things before, became rather enraptured, obsessed with the latest fashion as they uh, as their acquaintance with Miss Beaumont deepened. And that will be your clue.
And so, just above the table, I've basically promised that the uh, seamstress is not going to survive this.
Kinda, yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. Well, thank you for that information. That's very helpful. And I'll look at the others to see if they have anything they want to ask or do with this man.
Oh, Ash has bent over this body already. Doing normal things.
Hmm. Right, well, if that is agreed on, then I shall take my leave. Very good meeting you, Miss Justice, and may justice indeed be served.
Eyes wide open.
If finger
And I
guns
will.
had been a thing in the Victorian era, yeah, exactly.
I just enthusiastic. I close the door as soon as he leaves. Just
Mm,
I
Ash,
don't
you
like
just
that
need-
man.
he's a little self-serving, but most people are.
what has Ash been doing?
Inspecting the body to figure out how the fuck his organs came out.
Mm-hmm.
And also looking for bite marks, but
Yeah. Well,
you said that was reason?
yeah, I would say so, yeah.
I could possibly go wrong. Let's see. Oh, that's 5.
Okay, well, that's interesting.
Ash
Um,
tips the coffin over.
that's just,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
You don't find an entry point or anything. Um, it almost seems like, one of perhaps the naturally present orifices had been used. So I'm not going to detail that any further, yes. Um, perhaps you inspect them at some point. God damn.
You broken Ren. Oh my god.
Yeah.
You broke Ren.
I'm very sorry. I mean, we've been on that level of weirdness all day. Didn't expect
really
that one
have.
to hit. Yeah. Anyway, you at some point just kind of look around the body, and then out of his mouth, all of a sudden, you see something shoot out of there, right at you, and you feel a sudden sting. Shake it off, and there's a spider running away.
Oh, it bit me! It bit me! It bit me!
And
I'm gonna try squashing the spider.
okay, I mean, sure, you can squash the spider. I'm not gonna make you roll for that. You leave an unidentifiable mess of a spider behind.
What
Are
was
you
it?
going to liquefy now?
And Ash, unfortunately for you, this spider seems to have been quite venomous.
Oh,
The sting immediately there's the skin around it immediately reddens.
Am I taking a condition?
Yeah.
We could really
Yeah.
use a doctor right now, guys.
Yeah. You're poisoned.
Okay.
You will, in the coming hours, develop a fever, all of the good stuff.
Uh-oh.
Role play that as you wish.
Cool. Cool. All right. Awesome.
But you find
I
nothing that you can use mechanically.
Ow.
I look under my shoe and I'm like, I can't identify it. I squished it a bit too hard.
Yeah, maybe it's
How do you
radioactive.
feel?
It stings. How do I look? Just right there.
Well, your face looks a little red, but that's better than it turning like purple.
What if it does turn purple?
Then
That's bad.
We don't have
Maybe-
Leander.
we can take you to the hospital.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Lonnie, you grow all those plants. Don't you have anything healing or remedies, pulses?
Okay, well
To
look, here's
fix
the
a
thing.
potentially fey spider.
I'm not dead yet, and maybe fey things might not affect non-binary people.
Someone clip that,
What is that logic?
Well, here's the thing. I was gonna say maybe the fey spider won't affect me the same way because I'm fey, and then they thought better of saying that. So they went for the next thing that separates them from everybody else.
I wish spiders wouldn't affect me.
I'm non-binary. Well, look, they didn't want to spill it. They were fey by accident, so they're just like, well, I'm
okay,
come on
yeah.
to this now, so it's gonna be non-binary people.
I don't know that your gender has anything to do with your resistance to poison.
Well, let's just see what happens. Let's just give it an hour, and you two, like Araxi and Olani, if I start to turn purple, you let me know. Or
It
other
is
strange
at that
colors.
moment also that the proprietor of this funeral home comes back in. Is everything all right in here? I heard a commotion.
I point at the
Everything's fine.
stain on the ground.
There was just a fright.
Oh,
Spider.
I am rather sorry. We do our best to keep the premises clean.
Mm.
I will clean up. Anyway, if you're, I must say, if you're rather done here, there's another person who has come to scene. The deceased, this one apparently, someone who has known him personally.
Oh, who? I've spent some time with him. Perhaps I might know them.
Well, it is a Miss Belrose. I'm gonna say you might have heard of her. She is a socialite. Sir Richard might have talked of her. Might have mentioned her. I don't know. Up to you.
Oh, I think perhaps if you wouldn't mind if we stuck around for just a moment to make sure that there are no other creepy crawlies lingering around the body.
I can assure you this is a most unusual
Of course.
occurrence. Also, I, as the GM, will say you can roll the day move here to kind of get to stay without being considered uncouth. That might mean that you get to talk to Miss Belrose for a bit longer than you otherwise would.
Yeah, see, the reason that Ash is that Belrose is a little bit too close to Beaumont.
I have the same thought.
So yeah, is that like a presence roll? Is that a sensitivity
It
roll?
would be presence, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Ash should. I think Ash might have to roll with disadvantage because Ash is currently, you've been kicked in the face. You've been
My
stung.
My face is all kinds of fucked up right now.
I think you're kind of a bit
Okay.
out of it.
That's
I'll
fine.
do
That's
it.
fine.
Somebody
You'll do
else
it?
can
Okay.
also roll.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Go for it.
While
Have
that,
fun.
Mhm.
Uh,
while that's happening, Araxi mechanically this does nothing, but emotionally Araxi will take like a spare handkerchief or something and like be like, all right, so press this against it, and if it starts oozing weird yellow gunk or anything like that, just let us know.
Gross.
I got an 8.
You got an 8. Okay. Well, that means you get to stay. But
However,
also,
comma.
yeah, however, comma, yeah. What do you think the catch could be here?
I think we're going to end up getting barred from this place.
Bunch of creeps hanging
All
around
right.
bodies and summon
So,
spiders.
what the proprietor said, well, I really must insist that you. What do you say, or what do you try to stay in here to do?
We'll be just a moment longer. Ash, I'm going to turn Ash's head so that the bite is not facing the guy. um, Ash was a long-time acquaintance of Sir Richard. I'm sure they would like to reminisce a little bit with someone else that knew him quite well. Just a little longer.
Well, be that as it may, it is certainly against all etiquette to. And then Sylvia Belrose enters. Um, the last name I just got from the actual game materials. I promise. There's, I, yeah. Um, Statuesque in a cream dress, corset and shawl, very extravagant jewelry, heavy eyeshadow. She enters quite dramatically. Jen, I can see what you write in chat. Some decorum, please. Um, she enters, posing rather dramatically, looking over to Richard. Oh, my dear Richard. It's quite all right. Let them stay. Perhaps they can give me some clarity as to how this could have happened to him. Thank you for your concern, of course. And somewhat angry with you, the proprietor just shuffles off and just mumbles to me, oh, well, all right. And you're alone with Miss Belrose.
Looking at Miss Belrose, you said that she wears like a pretty nice dress. Does it
Yeah.
seem to have any sort of unnatural shimmer to it? Can
Oh,
I?
yeah.
Perhaps silvery threading.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of light in here, but what little light it does catch seems to be reflected a little bit. So there's a bit of a glimmer to it. Yeah, absolutely.
I want to use. No, I don't want to use a move because I can't. No, fuck it. I want to use an investigation move to try to see if there are any possible hints that she knows more than she's letting on
I mean, you haven't
about
really
how.
talked to her yet, so she hasn't let anything on, but you can do that at some point. Yeah, sure.
Okay, fair enough. I can roll after a brief conversation with her.
Yeah, I mean, you can say like how you want to guide the conversation if you want to do that right now.
Miss Bell. I've already forgotten her name. Bell.
Belrose.
Belrose. Uh, Miss Belrose. I heard that you are a longtime friend of the deceased. Have you happened to ever have met my friend Ash? And I'll gesture to them.
How exactly does Ash look right now?
Non-binary.
Androgynous. Ash is just kind of like just casually just holding the little handkerchief to their face. Hello, Miss Belrose.
Oh, pleasure to make your acquaintance. You are quite beautiful hair, I must say, and well, perhaps with an outfit to bring it out more, that would be, I know, it would look even more fabulous than it already does.
Flattery, I like it. Now, do you happen to know who might be able to design me such an outfit?
Well, uh, it is. I mean, if you want to go with the, if you have the money to spare and you want to go with the most extravagant that London has to offer, that would be Miss Beaumont, of course, and her assistants, the Sandula sisters.
I see. And is Miss Beaumont the one that designed your dress? I noticed that it has quite a beautiful shimmer to it.
I'm very glad that you noticed. Yes, almost a little bit like. Well, never mind. She looks at your hair again. Well, you. Sorry, what was your question?
Oh, I was asking her about where I could go to get an outfit made, and
Okay,
she
yeah.
answered.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
Yes, you can go to her store, of course. Get your measurements taken. Would love to see that.
and would you be able to provide me with directions? I'm afraid I'm not familiar with her business just
Oh,
yet.
it is almost unmissable. You just go to Savile Row and just, you know, it is called the Silver Thread. Quite
An
fitting,
apt
really. And
name, yes.
you will also quite easily recognize it by the throng of people outside it.
We're going to have to fight our way in, are we?
Well, you can hand her this and perhaps she'll let you in. And she
Shut
just
your phone, friend.
She just writes a little note. But now, pleasure to make your acquaintance, but what
We will leave
exactly
you.
have you? All
Oh,
right. No, never mind. You do leave her.
okay.
Yeah, you exchange a few pleasantries maybe, and then leave her. Where do you want to go next? Also, I want to say, you can split up very easily because it is the day phase. Nothing overly terrible is going to happen.
I am kind of thinking that Ash would say, Araxi and Noelani, why don't the two of you take a look at the office? I'm thinking perhaps it may be easier to get one of us in to go see Miss Beaumont than three.
Are you certain with your bite?
And your nose.
I. Yes.
I don't think you should be alone. I don't love this idea.
I'll be fine. It is the middle of the day. There will be many people there, trust me.
I
Trust me, I'm non-binary.
The office might have books on fixing what's wrong with your face as well.
Perhaps, but I think, especially with the popularity level of this Miss Beaumont, the sooner we get there, the better. But also, I do want to make sure that we have people keeping an eye on the office in case anyone who did this comes back to relieve any kind of evidence.
Can you at least say that if you're going to if you feel faint or overly sick, try to pass out in a crowd of people so that you can get sent to see medical care?
No promises. And I walk off.
All right, Nalani, let's go.
Oh, I do make sure to give them the key because I had the key.
Yeah, I wasn't going to. Yeah, no, I assumed so. I wouldn't have tried to get
It'd
to
be
the
really
bed,
funny
sure.
though.
No, it wouldn't. I mean, if all else fails, Araxi can easily kick in any door, I think.
Probably.
Because Araxi is like basically the strongest person alive. So, um, all right. Nolani and Araxi then make their way to the flat of good old Dick. Sir Richard Harlow. Inside, you see books and papers stacked from floor to ceiling. Basically, like a magpie's nest surrounding a mahogany writing desk. There's cabinets full of all kinds of curiosities, all kinds of artifacts, and a very simple wardrobe of very, very plain tweed suits, except for one suit that seems to be a more recent addition, shimmering in silver. So Sir Richard was clearly very much obsessed with his work. What signs indicate that he had uncovered a new proof of his theories? And that's a question for Nolani. What do you immediately find here?
There's a probably bound stack of papers separate from the rest of the chaos of his desk. Um, very neatly, like tucked away in a corner where he can't spill anything on it because there are papers with like multiple spills and wrinkles from who knows what at this point. Um, but it looks like he was preparing a specific little packet to maybe share, maybe publish.
Mhm.
And everything else is kind of scattered. The same way that I keep a journal, there's probably sticky notes everywhere, but that one
Yeah.
little bundle and probably a little stack of books along with it, um, with bookmarks for citations. Um, and he's definitely he was at least proud of it to keep it away from danger, but also now he's dead, so
Yeah. Now he's dead. Um, All right. This is how you find Sir Richard's flat. And that means now you can investigate here as you please. You are alone in here, as far as you can tell.
I like the way
I
you said that.
I find myself drawn to the one really nice suit, and I kind of look at it, and I do look back at Nolani, and I'm like, do you really think that looks like Ash's hair? The shimmery. Sometimes their hair is shiny, but not any more than any other person.
I'm gonna like move it around in the light. I don't think it looks like Ash's hair, but I would not put it past a seamstress to be using hair in garments.
It'd feel a little gross, wouldn't it? It's one thing for sheep like wool or leather from a cow, but person's hair.
Do you not keep mourning jewelry?
That's different. This isn't a mourning suit, it's just a normal suit. Besides, Ash's hair? Really?
Well, I mean, with the spider, I don't think it's hair.
I'll look at it. Can I want to look at the suit. I'm gonna search pockets,
Yeah. Mhm.
tags, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess reason for this.
Reason, perhaps
Maybe I could
you
argue
are,
sensitivity.
you could, but then you'd have to explain to me how you kind of do that. Like, what do you do that would use sensitivity?
Ooh.
Because sensitivity is not just investigating something
Yeah.
supernatural; it's also attuning yourself to some extent.
Milani, can you make the argument for you?
I can.
Okay.
Um,
I'll hold it while
I'm
she's
Yeah,
looking.
okay, good, good.
I'm going to run my hands over like the patterns, trace them, um, with a little bit of magic to see if I can figure out if there's a signature of the person or like what it's made of magically
Mm.
with my own magic senses. That's a.
All right,
I think I
and
have
yeah,
+2 to that now. Fuck. Sorry. 8
wonderful.
again.
Yeah.
Dice
Well,
jail.
hey, that's
Could
perfect
be
because
worse.
it
Could be a
means
5.
um, describe how you kind of attune yourself then. Like, what kind of senses does that involve?
So she closes her eyes, slows her breathing, and essentially traces the pathway from where her magic sits, which is in her chest, down her arm into the coat, and is essentially trying to look with her special eyes.
um, so there's a complication here.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Unless, of course, you want to upgrade your die result by putting on a mask.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, finally somebody does it. So that means you will owe us a special narration, which honestly makes sense to do right now, I think. Which one would it be?
Um, my very first one is narrate a flashback to the time when you were in your mother's womb that shows even then dark entities were interested in you.
All right, interesting. Okay, let's do
Thought mine
that.
were fucked up. What?
Let's go with that right now, and I'll see how I can work with that with the clue that you find.
All right. Y'all wanted to know. I have never felt safe, not even inside my mother's womb. You would think uh, one would be enclosed away from the horrors of the world, blissfully unaware of all that lay just beyond a few inches of flesh and blood and sinew, but the darkness has always loved me, has always been reaching for me with spindly, clawed fingers. I'd started to grow accustomed to my mother and my father and my siblings' voices, but there was always one more, and it was always the clearest. A deep, rumbling voice coming from a face snugly fitted in the stretched skin of my mother's womb, and the darkness that surrounded me. It always hovered just above my face, whispering to me, crooning that one day I would be theirs. And one night, just before my mother went into labor, It visited me for the last time, and the last thing I remember hearing was a gleeful whisper that said, "It's time."
And as this memory, as this memory washes over you, suddenly it's as if you look past the thread that the suit is made out of, and in there, stitched in the inside of the jacket, in a silver thread that now shines through it, there's a strange pattern. It's hardly explainable to you. It's not something that's anything you would have seen before. But it seems like some kind of signature. And as you see it for just the shortest time, you hear a singing voice. You hear just melody being hummed, something like that. But then all of a sudden it's gone. Yeah, your clue here is a pattern stitched on the inside of the jacket in silver thread.
Did you find anything?
As soon as she comes out of magical trance, she's going to walk over to the desk and find a blank piece of paper and maybe a pen and start drawing um, the symbol to the best of her ability or the signature to the best of her ability. There's yes, in short, there is a signature. Were you humming?
No.
Hmm.
Are you feeling alright? You didn't get bit by anything.
I don't think so. Gonna look at
I'll
my
check. Yeah,
hands.
kind of not like roughly, but I'll grab your hands too and just make sure.
I imagine you would have gotten it before it bit me, so I didn't. I don't think so.
I don't see anything either. I don't like this situation. It feels like whatever we're fighting, whatever we're facing, isn't something I can stab very easily. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't tried fighting a Fae in a while.
In a while.
On that note, Ash. Where's Ash going?
Ash finds themselves, I think, humming a little tune as they walk down the streets.
Mhm.
Because I said so. And Ash is heading towards Lady Beaumont's Beaumont's shop. What was it, the Silver Thread?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's on Seville Row, full of vibrant, bustling storefronts,
Also,
tailors
I do want to
laboring.
take a look at the little card that Lady Belrose gave me just to see what it says.
Oh, it says, please receive my new and, as you must surely agree, very attractive friend, and give her a nice suit, a nice dress that matches her hair.
I kind of look at this thing and I just go, her. And then I move on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will make my way over, and I will, I will make my way to the shop, and see if I can identify
It
among the
can,
throng.
yeah, it can also say they, but
I think it's funnier if it says her, honestly.
yeah.
And just there's that moment of the camera being like her. Anyway,
Yeah.
and I'm going to go and find the throng. I'm sure I'll see it from ages away.
Yeah. As you go there, so there's just a lot of luxury on display here, a lot of dresses, a lot of suits, whatever you would prefer. And yeah, I don't think Ash has ever had something like that made for them. Is that, yeah?
Ash would not be into that.
Okay. So how does Ash feel about all these wares on display? All of these just kind of. It almost seems like the people here get these to, give themselves new identities. How does Ash feel about that?
Ash sees them as masks. Just a way to cover up whatever they want to hide from the world, whether that be a physical imperfection, whether that be a perceived insecurity regarding their place in the world. It is a way to make people with the money to present themselves the way they want to feel better about themselves. And it wouldn't be correct to say that Ash doesn't judge them, because they definitely judge them. But they don't feel the need to. They consider identity to be made up of action and ideas, not physical garments.
Right. Well,
That said, ooh, shiny.
here, yeah, yeah. Here, Ash would possibly be in the minority thinking that. Because as you approach, you see a pair of gentlemen exiting a private carriage together. Their suits once again shimmering with very strange hues in the light. Well, without your letter, you will have to wait a little bit, but you do get in eventually. And
Well, I
you
have the
are
letter. I just,
okay.
I'll use the letter.
Yeah, okay. You still use okay. I thought you just said
Oh, no.
just
Oh,
tossed
no,
it.
no.
Okay.
I didn't throw it out. I was
Okay.
just...
All right.
But yeah, I will show it to whoever I can see that appears to be somewhat in charge of this massive throng of aristocrats.
That's just the one person inside. It's the kind of strange thing. So there's just a middle-aged woman of captivating, let's say, beauty. You can't even really say what it is about her, but you do feel yourself drawn in. Certainly, she's well dressed. She wears a lot of just very fine silk veils, scarves, an extravagant gown. But that's not all there is to it. Every movement of hers is kind of like a step in a very slow, intoxicating dance. And when she receives you, yes, you hand her the letter. She doesn't even seem to read it. She just sees that you have one and nods and bids you inside.
Is somebody else leaving as I am coming in? Like, am I basically just like essentially cutting the line? Okay, cool, awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure all these rich people love the raggedy little fucker cutting in line. A+.
There are whispers immediately, and maybe she's hiring help. So it seems like, maybe security, something.
I'll flash one with a wink as I go inside.
Nobody thinks that Ash is there as a customer.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the moment we're alone, I will kind of fix her with a curious look. You are Miss Beaumont, I presume.
That I am. And you would be?
I would be Ash Penhallow, but you already know that I'm not quite Ash Penhallow, don't you?
Well, I believe you quite certainly are, although I think maybe the name was meant for another once upon a time. Is that correct?
Perceptive. And yourself, how did you end up? What is in that thread of yours?
In that thread? Well, That's my secret, I think. I can't quite reveal that to you. It is definitely a very personal touch.
Does she have white hair?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, she has
Definitely sees my eyes flick up to her hair.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it is. Something tells me that, well, most, myself included, do not quite have just the right resources to make that happen. Tell me, can you track every one of your garments?
Track in what sense? I mean, do I know where everyone is right now? Or
We'll say yes.
I personally cannot do that, and especially since I have made so many of them, no. But I have ways of finding them, of course.
May I ask why? Why you choose to peddle your talents in this manner? Why give of yourself to these people? Money or no money?
Oh, it's never about the money. It's always about the people, the favors, and whatever else they have to give me.
Is that what you charge here?
I do charge money. I have my expenses.
But money is not all you charge.
It is all I charge. Everything
There
else
is.
is freely given.
Oh, but you and I both know there is a price that is known and a price that is not. So, what is the price that is not for you usually?
You have to roll at some point.
Great. Okay.
I don't know what you want to roll, but you have to roll.
I feel like. I would like to. Let me take a look. I feel like either presence or sensitivity, but I don't know which. It doesn't matter too much because they're the same number, but I feel like it's one of those two. Either just connecting with her on a like cultural level or just being like, hey, tell me a thing.
Yeah. I think both of those would kind of, for me, be more presence.
Okay.
Sensitivity would be if you try to pick something up that is
Right.
like beneath her veil
Yeah.
or beneath the glamour, essentially.
Okay, yeah, let's go with non-binary to non-binary. Yeah, let's go with presence and let's see what happens. Oh, it's so close to a crit. Well, it's a 13.
That is a crit. That's
It was a 6 and a 5.
yeah. If you
Oh,
if
you're
you
above a
roll a
12 as a
12
crit. Oh
plus,
shit.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 13. Fuck me.
Okay. Well, that
I'm ruining your life, aren't I?
yeah. Well, I think what you rolled here is an information move, right? So you wanted a clue. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I'm
means I
trying to
also
specifically
owe you a
understand.
mastermind clue, but I'm not sure.
I'm
So
specifically trying to
yeah.
kind of understand like
Yeah.
what may have motivated her to fuck up Mr. Good Old Dick over there.
Mm-hmm. Look. Unspoken costs, all of that. Do you think that well, you certainly do not think that you yourself must know what it is, what it feels like to be here and not quite belong, don't you?
More than you know. I have 1 foot in one world, 1 foot in the other.
Well, right now I have both of my feet in this one. And while I am here, shall make it mine. And you see all around you suddenly there are curious silvery spider webs hanging in the rafters here. And as you think back, as you came here, you passed an archway, there was one of these spider webs. If you were in the flat of Sir Richard now, if you glanced upwards, spanning from one of the bookshelves to the ceiling, a spider web. Even thinking back to the funeral home that she had not visited, there was one of these spider webs that you now recognize all of a sudden. So, anyway, do not talk to me of costs and so on. Trust me, I am doing what I must here for myself.
Indeed. And may I ask, how did you end up in this world making it your own?
That is such a very private question. Do you really think we know each other well enough for such a conversation quite yet?
Well, perhaps we can get to know each other well enough.
Perhaps we shall, perhaps we shall. But now I'm afraid we must
You must get to your other
part.
customers.
Exactly. We can't keep them waiting forever. Perhaps tonight you shall visit me again, and I would so very much look forward to that.
I think that can be arranged.
As you leave, you are the only one that gets to roll here. Everybody else would just get the condition.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. You have your own Fey bullshit going on, obviously. So I'm going to let you roll. As you leave, her voice kind of weaves itself through your thoughts.
Oh, no, don't make me roll composure.
That is exactly what I'm going to make you roll. Unless you can convince me that this is kind of a sensitivity roll, I'm not sure. But you do need to kind of retain your
Yeah.
focus here.
I would make an argument that knowing her nature, knowing that she is clearly, if not overtly, then like covertly malicious, and knowing that there is something about her that's threatening could lead to the sensitivity to keep my mind barricaded and fortified.
I'm going to say no. But,
okay, that's good. All right.
but you do have, I'm going to say you do have the, what is it called? A touch of glamour.
I do.
So you have, so if you would transform here, you have influence over sleep and dreams, and I would say including your own kind of. So if you do that, you can roll with sensitivity.
So
Is it? Yeah.
yeah, fuck it.
All right.
So I will roll with sensitivity.
To just get away from her. If you fail this roll, you will become obsessed with her.
Oh, hot. Okay, let's go. That is a 10.
Well,
I'm
how do
good.
you shut it off then?
I think I can feel something poking at my mind, and realizing that I think it's almost an instinct of pulling up a supernatural barrier around my own mind, to kind of wave away the influence, almost like batting away a spider web when you walk through one.
Okay. If it was night, that would already be an echo in the night, I think. But yeah.
Another echo in the day.
Another echo in the day. You walk away. And with that, I think it is time for you all to reconvene at Hargrave House. Before we go on break, Is there anything that we need to do as dusk settles in?
I mean, just let my good friends know that I found this lady and she's
Yeah.
super fucking fey. And also, she tried to worm her way into my mind.
Oh, excuse me?
Also, are you getting chills at all?
I'm gonna peel up the bandage on their cheek.
Like I'm getting a little bit of chills. I feel cold.
Also, I will say, for whatever reason, you find that Ash has situated themselves in the music room of Hargrave House. Uh, Erexi, there's a former hunter, story that you've heard, a former hunter of Hargrave House, who used this room to wrangle a spirit with the power of music. There's still very subtle signs of that struggle in this room. What are they?
So the music room, as you would imagine, has a, all things considered, quite nice piano in the corner. But unfortunately, the piano can never quite be tuned properly anymore. And no one's quite sure why, but ever since that incident happened, it's never been able to properly be played anymore.
Right. So as you catch up after your investigations, it's time for you to also decide what will you do tonight.
Her.
Ash, I don't like that look on
Okay.
Ash, I don't like that look on your face. What are you planning?
I'm returning to Miss Beaumont's shop.
Even though she just
Why?
tried to worm her way into your brain.
She did something to good old Dick, and I want to know what. She is involved with this. Between the silver thread and her connection to him, something is. She did not say I could not bring friends, though. Should the two of you wish to come?
I just think it's kind of obvious what she did. She ate the man.
I'm gonna show Ash the signature that we found inside the coat. And there's also this. I don't know exactly what to do with it, but I assume it's hers.
Well, you can always ask her yourself.
I don't know that I want someone digging around in my brain, Ash.
Well, perhaps is there a way that you could erect some sort of fortification around our minds?
I would need to perform a ritual before we leave. But I could try.
That could actually be helpful for me as well. I fear that the vampires have the ability to use blood magic.
Oh,
And I do think
vampires
that to
plural.
unravel this, we are going to need to inspect every angle, and that includes her.
Are we
Yes,
going in
plural.
different directions tonight?
I think we have to. As much as I also don't like leaving this dock creature to its own devices, there's just not enough of us to investigate everything at once. I can handle myself.
All right.
Okay.
Nolani, shall we go
Mhm.
to visit Lady Beaumont tonight?
Let me do the ritual first, and then yes, we can go.
Certainly.
All right. And as we see Noelani prepare the ritual, we will go on break. We'll be back in 8-10 minutes. Um, and then we'll see how, I guess, Ash State that they bring a +1 on is going to go, and also what Araxi is going to do with the vampires again. So, see you in a few minutes. There's this thing here, the unseen, unconnected to what you're doing. Right now, it is late in London, obviously, but the workers of the London Underground are still busy expanding tunnels and working under minimal lighting that gives everyone a strange yellowish glow. They push a tunnel shield ahead and keep watch for any signs of a cave-in. James Reed is a harsh taskmaster, pushing the workers ever forward, telling them that their work is part of something grander, something bigger. They will connect the city essentially for the glory of the empire. The workers don't necessarily care about any of that, but pay is higher for night work. I think we'll start with Ren for the first unseen.
Scott and Adam Kellogg reluctantly obey Mr. Reed, grumbling to each other as they work. They talk of abandoning their employer, but never quite follow through. What petty act of insubordination do they carry out when Mr. Reed isn't looking? The two men kind of snicker as Adam passes Scott a flask that's pretty much half drained by this point in the night. A little bit of whiskey to ease the pain in their joints and give them a little boost, despite the taskmaster's insistence that you need to be clear-headed at all times. But this work doesn't require mental strength; it just requires physical strength.
Right. You are arriving, Nolani and Ash, at Seville Row again, rather empty. You hear something as you enter, and it's just a squeaking of wheels. You see to your side, then disappearing into an alleyway, a person, you can't quite make anything more out, in a wheelchair, just wheeling away. Strange that they should be out at this hour. As you just take a little look, you find a book, either left behind very hastily, or perhaps even left behind specifically for you to find. That's kind of unclear to you now. But it is a book about old folk stories. If you just rifle through it very quickly.
Check for spiders first.
Yeah, there are no spiders.
Tick, tick, tick.
But there are some annotations essentially underlining where these, you know, creatures of folklore could be found and by whom. That's your mastermind clue that I still owed you from earlier.
Okay, then. I will, of course, share all of this with Noelani, and just kind of like, you know what? This is a problem for this is a problem for all of us that we'll look at later.
It is.
This is a surprise
Alright.
tool that will help us later.
And with that, as this very quick conversation concludes, you are at the store. It is opened by two feminine shapes, let's say. Um, that's no. It is opened by two, people who are now. They're just seemingly moving in sync, wearing both a veil of black lace black satin gloves, and iridescent ribbons with this silver sheen that you have seen before, although these ribbons almost seem to be moving on their own as if like they were extra appendages in a way. The first one begins to speak. Hello, hello. You have been awaited. The second one, yes, yes. Well, one of you has. The
Well, it was
other
never
one.
specified that I could not bring another.
Oh, well, well, well. We thought that was quite obvious, quite obvious, quite obvious. Well, come in anyway.
Oh, implications don't go far with me.
Oh, the mistress will be so disappointed. Are you certain that you don't want to stay with us? One of them says to Nolani, and the other just moves in to separate Ash from her. Yes, you could just come with me. I would show you to the mistress, and we would take good care of your friend.
Above the table, I'm too fucking gay for this. I know I should go with Ash, but also she's like,
These gays aren't wet enough for you.
On that
I know,
note,
surprisingly
yeah.
dry gaze.
I mean, you don't see, I mean, you haven't seen their faces or anything. So to you, these are just fully just veiled feminine people, but you can't really say anything more than that.
Ash.
No, Alani, I think we should stick together for this one.
My thoughts exactly.
Thank you for your offer to my friend, but I believe we will stay together.
Are you quite certain? There are so many
We are
things that you
quite
and the
certain.
mistress could talk about that she wouldn't necessarily understand, but the mistress would. And at this point, Nolani doesn't see this, but for a brief moment, Ash, you can see the veils that they were disappear. You can see the alabaster skin underneath. You can see very dark, almost black eyes. And you can see her fanged mouth parts move.
I'm sorry, her what?
Her fanged mouth parts. Mm-hmm.
Well, I will. Perhaps we can enlighten my friend then, if you would be kind enough to show us to Lady Beaumont.
As you wish, as you wish. We'll stay nearby as it is anyway.
Of course.
And they just take you by the hand, one each. The ribbons that they're wearing also kind of touch you on the shoulder or the waist. You're led inside. And you're led into just kind of a back room. This doesn't look, very opulent or anything. And Ash,
Yes.
you've already obviously kind of figured out that this is a powerful fey creature. She even has attendants, as was just revealed to you.
She's got
Attendants. as you walk in this room, what kind of gives it away to you that this is not actually the place where the Madame Beaumont lives usually, that this is just kind of a space that isn't as private to her, that she was comfortable receiving you in?
It doesn't look lived in. It looks staged. It is very it's just, there is a likely either some sort of bed or some sort of like desk that is arranged a little bit too perfectly. The creases are too clean. The setup is too perfect. Everything is too much in place to be actually used. This is a staging area. This is a place to make herself look like she lives somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Everything just a little bit too in its place.
Well, she now looks up. Even that looks a bit staged to you at this point. Ah. Dearest Ash, I was expecting only you tonight.
Oh, well, that was never specified, was it?
Oh, I suppose not.
This
And
is
there are unwritten rules to these things, but how could you know them?
This is my friend. Well, I will let you introduce yourself. What would you like to be called?
I've been thinking about this the entire time, and I still don't know. I'll give it the same name I used for Satya. Um, do I curtsy? Ash, do I
No.
curtsy?
No,
No.
your power.
Okay.
Mhm.
You can call me Astoria.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Miss Astoria, and I have all the power I need. You need not fear me here.
You understand
Now,
why we are cautious.
do I?
I think
I
you do.
thought we could be good friends, but well, sit down and perhaps we can play a little game. Perhaps that will help with your caution. You know, you reveal something about yourselves, I reveal something about me.
And are these revelations, are they answers to questions, or are they decided by the revealer?
Must you get so technical now? Why don't we just have a little chat?
Oh, because you know how we work.
Fine, fine. Well,
Thank you for
why
indulging.
don't you begin with asking me a question? I will answer it for you.
Well, all right then.
Of course, the trade is set in stone, then you must answer mine, both of you.
One question for one answer, or one question for one question.
Exactly. One question to each of you. Otherwise, I would be at a disadvantage.
That is fair, I suppose. Astoria?
Perfectly fine with me.
Well, all right then. My question to you is, did you kill Richard? Actually, let me revise that. Why did you kill Richard?
There's something you can, I would say, she's going to answer you. But it is going to require a night move or something to, or, a move. Could also be information to get something really out of her that you can use.
I feel like it might be, honestly, reason to try and word it in a way that kind of keeps her from slipping out of it.
Could be, yeah.
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah.
12.
12. Okay.
5, 6 plus 1.
Mhm. Um, is that an information move then?
Yeah, I think so.
That means I need to give you a mastermind clue and a regular clue. But this time, no, this time I know what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Please. Yeah, okay. Well, Richard died. And that doesn't mean I killed him. But Richard died because I do so have the unfortunate tendency, of course, to attract the admiration and even sometimes obsession of others. Richard began asking questions of me, and at the same time, wasn't answering mine.
Oh, that's a veiled threat, all right.
He. You see, as I said earlier, I do not necessarily belong here, and perhaps I could say that I don't necessarily wish to stay here forever, but certain paths are blocked to me. Something called me here. A ritual was performed, and I have yet to figure out by whom. It's not Lani just looking to the side like that.
So you were trying to
I'm
find
trying
your
not
way
to.
back.
Something has brought me here, and your dear Richard was supposed to tell me that, but he never quite did.
And you were trying
I
to find your way back.
I thought his interests and mine were aligned, that he was interested in my condition of being locked in this place, so to say, but then, well, read this for yourself. And she hands you just the just soppiest love letter that Richard wrote to her.
Ooh.
You cannot mix business with pleasure, can you?
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Well, either way, I thought Richard had begun to delay and delay and delay, almost as if he wanted to keep me there.
He did not want to send you off back home, so to speak.
Perhaps he was just at a loss himself. Well, either way, now he is unfortunately dearly departed. Such is life. Now, I suppose a question for you then. And I will say this is going to involve a resistance role essentially from Noelani now to not become mesmerized by her.
Uh-oh.
Is there any kind of help that would come from Nolani knowing that she does shit to mines?
No.
Okay, worth a
No.
shot.
Yeah.
Too gay for this.
That's right. Too gay for this already.
Which stat is it?
Composure.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Oh no! Don't throw your snake eyes. Oh no!
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, Noelani, you become absolutely obsessed with her. The condition is mesmerized. by the seamstress. Um, I would say that's going to make it very difficult for you to be in any way evasive, especially here, but also in general. Well, I must say I'm quite curious what brings you here. I have, of course, by now figured out that you belong to an organization. Organization. You belong to Hargrave House. So much I have been told. But you seem not unaccustomed, I would say, to, interacting with someone like me. And she just gives Noelani a little wink. And you, of course, we are practically the same in a sense, stuck here. So why then? Why are you coming after me like this? Why investigate? Why not just let me be? What is your interest here?
We did not know that your nature until we came to investigate. All we knew was a connection. But we. You understand why we cannot allow things like this to continue, these murders. Not only are they harmful, they are risky to people like you.
You speak of murders.
Do you wish to expose yourself then?
What I wish is that you give me an honest answer that isn't just directly reflected back to me. What is your specific interest here? Why do this?
Because I want to know where I belong, and I want to know more about. In order to know where I belong, I need to understand both sides of this choice.
And you?
Hargrave House happens to be the only place that I feel safe. And if I do not do my job, I fear I will be ousted. So I'm doing what I must.
Just business then. Oh. Yeah, I thought you had taken a special interest in me, perhaps even, but then again, I suppose we just met.
You are quite lovely, that I will admit, but
Thank you, thank you. And a satin gloved hand rests on yours all of a sudden. Anyway, before we leave, Jen, next unseen.
All right. Mr. Reed orders the shield.
Yeah, the
Shield
tunnel
stopped.
shield that is propping
That's
it
right.
up. Yeah.
When a group of vagrants are found staying in a half-dug section of tunnel, he shoos them away. But what small act of mercy does he show them? Finding vagrants hiding out in one of his projects is one thing that Reed is, I don't want to say overly familiar with, but aware of the risk of. It's unsafe, it's inconvenient, it's a legal liability. There are 1,000 different reasons why it's just not a good idea. He charges in. shovel raised. These little urchins scatter like a disturbed nest of spiders. Those awful little daddy long legs that when you disturb them, they just fucking go scattering. It's almost like that. And they just go scattering when he sends them packing with sharp words, a mix of mild expletives, some half-baked threats, some very loud yelling that echoes around the walls of this half-dug tunnel. Um, and as he chases them away from the work site, they do their best. They were taken off guard. They're gathering their things, scrambling away. And as they flee, he stops by the lunch table that has set out for the workers. He takes several pieces of bread, and as he's chasing them away, just kind of like hurls that bread at them, basically shouting like, "Get out! Get out! Get out!" But these vagrants do grab those pieces of bread and scatter with them. Able to eat today, perhaps, regardless of the circumstance of where they got the food.
And with that, we are in Croydon. Where are we in Croydon? There are the streets, of course, and also I just want to quickly remind you, you have been told about an old barrow, essentially a burial mound.
Araxi is fairly confident in her ability. I'm not going to charge into the burial mound alone at night, like still kind of half cocked in terms of what I'm expecting to find here and everything. What I am going to do though is my intention is I'm trying to keep anyone else from dying tonight. So I am once again patrolling the streets. I probably got here right before sundown and I spoke with the church officials.
Yeah.
And I would have asked them to send some kind of quick, message out to the local parishioners and just be like, stay in your homes tonight, don't let anyone in. Um, you know, hold your Bibles close. I'm trying to just, because we're
Yeah.
not trying to let them know that there's vampires. I'm trying to get them to stay
But
inside.
yeah, now you are patrolling the streets then.
Yeah.
And almost immediately, well, immediately when it is dark enough, essentially, you hear just a startled scream coming from an alleyway. What now?
And despite the fact that in my heart, I know this probably does mean someone is either dead or close to dying, I can't help but have kind of a determined smile on my face as I go running towards the alleyway because this is what I am supposed to do. This is my job, and I know I'm good at it. And I have halberd out as I'm running into the alley.
All right. You see a clearly homeless woman dressed in actual rags pressed against the wall of a house, and approaching her are a man and a woman, but very obviously, again, the taut skin, the bared fangs and claws, two vampires. And there's something about you that you recognize. They are first young, perhaps freshly turned, and they are ravenous, barely in control of themselves.
I yell at the unhoused woman, just get out of here, and I'm going to try to protect her.
Okay, yeah. Sister? Oh, meal has been spoiled. Just the vampire closer to you, turning around.
The only thing you're eating today is my blade.
Okay, that's the one line. Okay, good. Good. I was trying to get a one line. Yeah.
The witty one-liner.
Yeah. And,
Vitality, I presume.
his one of the yeah, you are outnumbered, so you're rolling with disadvantage. Unless you want to
Okay.
do something about that. You have items and moves and everything, but yeah, vitality.
Okay, so disadvantage, I roll 3, take the 3 lowest, or the 2 lowest.
Too low, yeah.
Okay, that could have been a lot worse. That's an
Mm,
8.
okay. Well, what is it actually looking like in terms of conditions? Do you have any so
I have
far?
nothing so far.
Wonderful.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that has conditions. And I have all the conditions. They're all on my face.
So, one of the vampires, so the man, just comes straight at you, almost inviting you to just slash him. The woman just goes for just a quick, punch, knocks out the woman that they had cornered, and then runs along the wall of the house and jumps behind you. And if you go through with this without essentially increasing your roll with a mask, your swing is going to severely hurt the vampire, but you will also first the female vampire is going to get you. You will be wounded. You will be yeah. You will have just a slashing wound. But also, she's going to be right in your face, essentially, and ready to, suck you dry next opportunity she gets. But you can also increase your roll, of course, with a mask.
And I can increase a roll using my
How about
playbook
that?
move, A Hunter's Life. So I'm going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
For everyone's information, when I use my weapon in physical combat with a supernatural creature, I can mark a box below and describe how the weapon has been modified to be particularly effective against creatures of that type. If I do so, I can increase the result of a single dice roll connected to that combat as if I had invoked a Janus mask. And afterwards, I narrate a flashback showing one of my ancestors destroying a monster of that type using my weapon. So
Well,
I
yeah.
could do that.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Okay, I wasn't sure if the explanation was done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you increase it. So, how has this been? Well, we'll get to the flashback. First, what are you doing right now?
So I've got one behind me, one in front of me.
Yeah, one of them
And
is just scaling the walls and just landing right behind you as you swing.
because I have a halberd, I'm going to almost kind of shift my grip so I'm holding it more towards the middle, ducking down, and just spin it so that as I like hit one with the front of it, I hit the other with like the tail end of it. It's
Right.
like a bludgeoning weapon of sorts. And so,
Mhm.
give myself some space and severely injure the one that I hit with the pointy bit.
Yeah.
Um, and my halberd has, as any good hereditary monster weapon, has been blessed multiple times over by holy figures, not just of the Anglican Church, which I believe is the church that England follows right
Yeah.
now, but other like faiths. Um, not just like Christian, but even some old like English, old pre-Anglo like beliefs and stuff. So I've got a whole gambit of holy blessings on this stacked up.
One of them's gonna work, yeah.
One of them's gonna work.
um, and yeah, the vampire that you hit with the blade just recoils, How does a wound like that look on a vampire? Is it just blood gushing out, or is there something else to it?
There's an initial like blood gushing out, but then the holy blessing kind of sinks in and it starts smelling like burnt flesh.
Mm.
Um
He's
yeah.
actually, yeah, just smoke rises out of the wound, and he just looks at you through bloodshot eyes. But this isn't over yet. Um, he is one hit away from being over, that's for certain. But you still have a vampire, even though you knocked her back behind you. And she is now going to come for a low sweep to unbalance you, possibly even take the helmet away from you.
Am I still at disadvantage?
As long as there are two vampires, yeah.
Do I want I No, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Oh, that's much better. 9.
I mean, that's
It's
9
slightly
before
better.
or
9 total. Yeah.
9 total.
With
Okay.
my plus and everything, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you have a +3, so I feel like, you could roll a straight success easily, but yeah. It's still a mixed success.
Yeah.
Again, so she is. Who are you targeting? Are you just going to finish off the man, essentially?
I'm gonna try to finish him off. Yeah. Even the
That
numbers.
means she is going to get you. Like, you leave yourself open, and she is going to be right on top of you then. But how do you kill the first vampire?
Yeah. I'm gonna just follow up and just behead him.
Okay. And almost simultaneously, you hear him just, well, you don't hear much from him except just the sizzling of the wound. You hear her shriek in anger. And then you feel just this sudden impact as she just hits you in the back of the knee, and you just give out. And all of a sudden, there's a vampire just looking down on you, fangs bared, ready to suck. Yeah, exactly that.
I mean, I still have my
You're
helmet.
not
I'm
at
gonna.
disadvantage. You're not at
Yeah.
disadvantage. But if the consequence for failure here is death.
But I'm not at disadvantage
For
anymore.
outright failure, which is almost impossible. I will say that. Almost impossible. And you still have a mask available. So unlikely. But yeah, you also take a condition, which is
Okay.
just, you have a leg injury. That's your condition. Um,
Man, it'd be great if we had a doctor right now.
hmm.
Oh, yeah, I rolled a 13. Well, like, I rolled a 10 plus 3. Total 13.
All right. Well, um, just how do you? Okay. A hit is not enough to kill her. Vampire just, we've established takes twice. Takes, yeah, 2 hits, but that's honestly perhaps fine, because, well, you hit her and you get an extra benefit, which is, even though you are, well, you have an injured leg now, you can still, you have just killed her actual brother, I will say, and you uh, injure her and also frighten her. You will be able to track her.
That works, because I was gonna ask if I could interrogate her, but I'll take track. I'll track her.
I mean, I think you're not really in a condition to essentially outrun a vampire right now because, leg
Yeah.
and all. But you can track her, be it because she leaves a trail of blood or just because you can follow kind of the patterns of her movements. So, how do you injure her? And where do you see her run off to?
At my lower angle than usual, I aim to try to just bisect her torso, but I'm a little lower, and so I managed to basically like cut her right at the knee. So I cut one of her legs straight at the knee,
Yeah.
and she'll go running off,
I
probably
would say, yeah,
screaming.
she screams, hisses. She does also topples over and just kind of, for a bit, just hastily crawls across the ground, springs up again, and just in one motion grabs the head of her brother and then runs off.
Before I go to follow her, I have a flask on my hip, because of course I do. I'm a functional alcoholic. And I will hold it out to the unhoused lady, and I'll just be like, "You look like you need this."
It's she's out cold, but I mean, you can just kind of leave it.
I leave it on her like
Yeah.
chest, kind of pat,
Yeah.
and then I go limping after the vampire, like, "Ugh, God,
Mhm.
they're never gonna let me hear the end of this."
Well, next unseen question. I think we'll go back to, as we return to London, Ren again.
Sorry, as the only one of us with one screen, I lost the place where I had her unmute button. Um, While the workers keep digging, they sing, failing to drown out the noise of the machines. What is the small sign of imminent disaster that they all miss? Among the sounds of metal on stone and dirt and clanging and singing and grunts of effort, a soft kind of ping goes unnoticed with each strike of the earth. Bolts are beginning to work themselves free of their places in the tunnel shield, like worms crawling out of the dirt after the rain. And they roll off into unnoticed corners of the tunnel, never to be seen again.
Well, we return to Soho, Savile Street, or Savile Row. Um, you're still sitting there with the good Hazel Beaumont. Her silvery hair still just as lustrous as before, as Noelani can absolutely not help but notice. What secrets have you revealed? Each one of you, one little secret or big secret that you have revealed to Miss Beaumont here. I'll give you one too. We'll just kind of have without role playing it out. What has happened in the meantime while Araxi was busy?
Chopping heads
Hmm.
and sweets.
You want one from both of us, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think mine is that obviously she knows the nature of who I am and what I am. What she didn't know was that I'm not someone who feels displaced. I'm someone who doesn't know where they belong. And that makes me, in some ways, I guess, malleable as a creature and as a person. So it's a vulnerability.
Noelani.
It's very obvious she's gay, so I think she would have she would tell her at one point she did counter to her like current disposition of I am my own person. I will never be probably someone else's person. She did want at one point to be someone's person, like forever, but that is not how it worked out for her. So now she's just her own person.
Hmm. And what you have learned about her, about Hazel Beaumont, is she is not at home here, and above all else, she misses people. She misses her fellow Fae. And she has this ring of suitors to kind of replace them, but they're not enough. And as we return, we just see her, still her hand resting on Noelani's. Well, Astoria to her, I think, right? Yeah. But perhaps if there was a deeper or truer connection. Well, does this all conclude our little game for tonight, or is there perhaps another round you would like to go, Miss Astoria? I would say, like, each one of you can make a move here. We have seen Jens. Ren, you can also do that, but you first, you would roll with disadvantage when making the move. But if you try to opt out, you will also have to roll because you are obsessed with her. So it's kind of like a shit situation for you anyway.
Ash will be attempting to make an exit along with Astoria.
I I think she understands that staying here longer is not a good idea because of the growing obsession. But at the same time, she's like, So I don't. She's gonna gently put her hand on top of Hazel's hand. Perhaps not tonight, but I would like to come back at some point if you would allow that.
I would, of course, allow that. But why not tonight? The night is still young. And this is where I'm just going to say you need to roll. You need to roll the night move.
Okay.
So, what are you afraid of will happen here if you fail to just keep calm?
I'm afraid she's gonna eat me. And not in like the hot way, in like what she did to Richard. She's going to liquefy my organs and she's going to make me a Capri Sun.
Well, that is actually worse than what I had in mind.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna go with that.
My God, but in the spider way.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that. You will be caught in her web, and one way or another, she is going to find you tonight.
Uh-oh.
I mean, Ash is here right now, so I think she couldn't do it right now, but Ash isn't always vigilant, so yeah. Liquefaction is the consequence. You're rolling with disadvantage, but you can upgrade your result with a
Another
mask.
mask.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna find some freaky shit about no life if I roll poorly. Is this composure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh wait, you've already used the mask, right? Oh,
I have.
all right.
It's fine. It's fine. Can we use more than one?
That's what I'm just trying to figure out. In Brindlewood Bay, you can't. Well, can you? I think. Hmm. Well, I think you can.
Okay, that's good.
I think you can. I don't see under the description of the Janus mask that you can only do it once a session. So I will just go with that.
Cool, cool, cool. Because I got
That's
a
also yeah.
5.
Okay, right. Um, the result of that is going to be you will not be liquefied. Your intestines will not be sucked out of you.
Yay.
But you know, you've already kind of slighted the sisters at the entrance. Now this, it's a bad look, you know. There will be repercussions. You will be followed out of here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, spaghetti.
Hmm. But yeah, narrate how you make it out and how you excuse yourself successfully, and also a little flashback.
Okay. Um, just gonna turn over the hand that's under Hazel's, um, and give it a very gentle squeeze and politely pull back. Um, we do have a number of other investigations that we need to attend to as well, though I have thoroughly enjoyed your company. And she's going to loop arms with Ash.
Mhm. She's just going to look at it. Well, suit yourselves then. You leave. The two veiled, let's say women, let's say spider, fae, whatever, something or the other, are nowhere to be seen.
Oh no.
That's concerning.
Oh no.
For now, yeah.
It's like the oh shit, I don't know where the spider went. Now I have to burn my entire
Mhm.
house down.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. As you move through a severe row, would you take the most direct route back to
No.
Hargrave House?
No.
Well, where are you then when you notice kind of a swaying as you see the ribbons appear again? Yeah. Where are we at in London when that happens? I would say that Soho, where you just was, is very close to Hargrave House. So you
Like halfway
in
there, maybe.
yeah. It's very upscale. It's very like Buckingham Palace is in view, essentially.
Yeah, I think it's like halfway there.
Hmm. And the two approach you. She's so disappointed. So disappointed. And who will have to suffer for that, do you think? Will it not be us?
Well, perhaps you should seek yourself less perilous employment.
You see, she still has plans for you. Must we follow all of her commands? What if we had some of our own fun with you? And again, Ash can see their mouth parts move, chittering excitedly. No, Lani can't. You will have a chance here to convince them to back off.
Oh boy. Can I try and get in between them?
How?
Like by physically inserting myself between them?
Between the two spiders, essentially.
Yeah.
Or
And
between
Nolani, yeah.
Ah,
Between
and
them and
Nolan.
Nolani, yeah.
Okay, right. Sure. But what are you trying to do to actually make them leave you?
I have bad ideas.
I mean, I think you haven't used a mask today.
I have not used a mask today. I haven't used a mask at all, actually.
See, I mean, you can still. Ren probably shouldn't because Ren is burning through them.
Ren's having a time.
If you have any items, you could always try using an item to give yourself advantage.
Oh my god, wait, hold up. Hold the fuck up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
you
Can I
you
use
have
my cat?
successfully. Where is your cat? Yeah, we've never seen your cat.
Yeah, I'm thinking, like, look, Luna is an outdoor cat. She does whatever the fuck she wants. She's not a normal cat, so it's fine for her to be an outdoor cat. She will, like, she'll grab mice. She won't really go for birds. And there are no cars to run her over because it's 1868. So I think out of nowhere, kind of sensing the tension, this little blob of black fur and snapping white teeth and claws just comes out of the shadows, launching herself at these two women, or feminine figures. And I just grab Nolani's hand and run.
Well, that's a move. What is that? What kind of move is that?
That's a great fucking question. I don't know. Roll for cat? I don't fucking know.
I don't. I mean, I think if you just try to use the momentary confusion there, it's vitality or composure.
I hate you. All right, we'll call it vitality.
I mean, you just say you grab her and run away. So if that's what Ash is doing, then that's their reflexes or just staying cool.
Yeah. So I rolled with vitality. That is an 8.
Well, I can't do anything to your cat. That would be horrendous. I could never forgive myself for that. So instead,
I have a thought.
yeah.
Maybe as we are running, Ash does not notice a small spider having hitched a ride on them, so they will know where we live, and they will be.
That is
able to
very
know
close to
our
my
movements.
idea as well. Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that. As you run, you make it to Hargrave House, dust yourself off, and we see the spider. No, we see 6, maybe 7 spiders all fall off and scatter, each going in a very specific direction.
Oh, no.
I'm always encouraged by the game. That's actually in the rulebook to make it worse than you said. So every one of you had a few spiders on them. So yeah. They all scatter. off to explore Hargrave House.
Ew.
And let's go back to Elliot, the last unseen of the night.
Over a century from now, a supermarket car park is being expanded. In the digging, the remains of Mr. Reed and his workers are uncovered. What about the remains tell us how they spent their final moments? And in the excavation, as the remains of Mr. Reed and Mr. Kellogg and many other workers are uncovered, some skittering spiders somehow who have nestled their way in here for who knows how long, escaping out into the sunlight. We can see that this group of men were huddled under a particularly large slab of metal, probably part of the shield that fell near or on them. And they were just huddled there in the darkness, passing around this now long empty flask of alcohol until the air finally ran out.
Right. We are skipping ahead. Well, no, we're skipping back. Even further back than 1868. Jen, do the thing on the overlay. I don't have time for it. We're at the docks of London. It is the year 1863. And we're seeing a very big sail ship, 3 majestic masts disappearing on the horizon. It is going to Tasmania. On board of the ship are not just a few, criminals, but there are also specifically chartists, workers' rights activists, some of them lawyers, some of them doctors, some of them just workers who have had enough. All of them involved in, well, organizing protests, strikes, trying to get workers unionized, especially the unskilled workers, as they are called, publishing pamphlets, their own newspapers, or anything else really that would provoke the ire of those who want to make sure that the workers remain oppressed as they are. They're going to Tasmania. They will never see Britain again. But their fate, as important as it may be, is not really what we are here for. What we are here for is a lonely man looking as this ship disappears with his friends, his comrades. And we see him in the sea breeze. He looks haggard, he looks old beyond his years. He's of very small stature, which is not natural. It is because he spent most of his early years, but we'll get to those, working in the mines. He stands shakily, watching this ship disappear, taking a long sip out of a bottle, saluting his friends, who will no longer be able to continue the fight they have fought together. Then he tosses that green bottle into the water, and leaning on a walking stick that looks gnarled like a tree's root, he walks away. resolving to do whatever he must, whatever he can, to bring this entire system down. And that is where we end this night. So, that's today's session for you.
No one got eaten.
No one got eaten yet, yeah.
In the fun way or the bad way?
We'll figure out.
For next time to resolve the other mask of the past.
Oh, right. You know what? Never mind. You're not done for today. You're in Hargrave House. As Noelani goes to bed. Little bonus scene at the end here. As Noelani goes to bed, what memory do we see that Noelani has? Or Astoria.
So it says narrate a flashback to your childhood that shows the first time you encountered a dark entity. When I was little, my mother used to sing me to sleep in this old rocking chair we had on our porch. Something about the gentle swaying and my mother's voice brought me immense peace. She'd also bring me out there to sing to me if I had a nightmare, which frankly was often too. There was one night in the summer when I'd woken from the most terrible dream, crying for her, that she picked me up out of bed and walked with me in her arms, down the hall, down the steps, through the foyer, and out onto the porch, gently shushing me the whole time. I hadn't settled yet, so while I did notice that she was damp and sticky, I didn't notice when we started down the front porch steps or were trekking through the yard towards the forest. I'm sure that I would have died that night had my father not heard my persistent crying growing farther and farther away. And he cursed at the spirit so fiercely that it dropped me and sprinted off, still wearing my mother's skin.
Right. And as you have this memory, all of a sudden there's a melody that you hear. A song that you have never heard before. Clearly, well, to us, I think Noelani might just be a little bit confused. Clearly Fey in origin. And you feel an intense longing inside of you. And that's where we're going to end the session now. So, post-credits scene done. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Yeah, I've been Yanis, or Wizard Styles, he, him. I've been the GM of this. I'm not sure. It's half a horror game, which is the night phase, and then the day phase is just how messy can we be and how many just lewd jokes can Jen make, essentially. But yeah, that's been the Between, a game of two halves. Yeah, hope to see you back next week when we will have Lamia back, who couldn't be here today because Lamia is out enjoying nature and staying away from this mess that Leander, their character, will come back to next week. Like, what have you been doing?
Why is Ash's face even more fucked up?
Well, yeah, I think I'm just gonna popcorn it over to Jen.
Oh, hello. I am Jen. I have been playing your debatably friendly, debatably local friend Ash. I can be found on the internet at Jenburb. That's me. I'm gonna popcorn it over to Ren.
Uh, Hi, I'm Ren or Renegade Dumpling, they them pronouns. I have been Noelani Astoria Clements rolling poorly all night.
Honestly,
uh,
finally somebody used the masks. I'm so glad that we got to see them.
spooky, 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 spooky. Um, Elliot.
Hi. Yeah, my name continues to be Elliot. I use he, him pronouns. I've been playing Araxi the Legacy. He uses she, her pronouns and is very good at killing monsters. And I will self promo really fast, which is tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific or 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be doing my first like solo video game stream. I'm going to be, well, mostly solo. I'm going to be playing some Final Fantasy 14, and then I'm dragging some of my streamer friends to play Peak with me. So if you want to check me out, I'm at Cursebreaker Elliot on Twitch and everywhere else on the internet.
Yeah, wait. I can give you a shout out. I have this. I have this power. Yeah.
Can't believe none of us got eaten.
All right. Yeah. Follow Elliot. See you there tomorrow, possibly. For now, we will go to raid Moz, the founder of this here channel, who is dating everything, much like our
Oh.
characters do.
Oh.
And yeah, Moz is doing a charity stream for family in Gaza right now. So we will go over there and yeah, you'll see us back here in a week. See you then and goodbye.